welcome. Welcome to Diamond Painting with Coco. If you're new here, I hope you enjoy the content and choose to stay. I want to say hi to all of my subscribers. You guys are awesome and amazing, and you know who you are. So, okay, was that just an extra drill? Yes, it was. So, wow. I finished her. I finished her. This is, I don't like the name. It's Sheppy by Aaron's Diamond Addiction. Why can't we see this holder? Is it showing up on my phone and I'm just not seeing it? A 50 by 50. This is by the artist Morgan Austin. She had 77 colors. And this was just a confetti, a very, very, very confetti heavy piece. I have in other videos shown the canvas, the raw canvas. Yeah, if you guys have been following along with me with this journey, it took me 20 days to do a 50 by 50. So I did have to do a lot of recharting, not just of her face, but of other areas as well, because the rendering was so bad. It was just so bad. Even with me doing changes, you can still see problems with the canvas, where the computer was just spitting, you know, random colors. Yeah, so this was a journey. I didn't like the rendering of the canvas, but the drills are some of the most amazing drills I think I've ever seen. They have so many facets on them. I can't tell you how many. That, like I said, the company's no longer in business. It's Aaron's Diamond Addiction. Yeah, so I mean, I would give you all the specs and all that other kind of stuff about the canvas, but you can't purchase this as far as I know. You could try looking up Sheppy by Morgan Austin. That's Morrigan Austin, online. Maybe this canvas is with another company now, or you know, is sold somewhere else if you like this image, and maybe it's rendered better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a picture of a panover, hopefully right now. Hopefully you will see a picture of a panover right here. And if you don't, then there's not one there. My hands are so shaky. I'm sorry, you guys. Look how clear that is. But you can see how confetti heavy it is. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today for the kit up of Sheppy. I will see you next video. Loves. Okay, so hopefully you were able to see a panover somewhere inserted in there. I wanted to show you, this was how her face was charted. So you can see, I mean, you can't see on her forehead, there's supposed to be like a jewelry almost, you know, on her forehead, and you can see there's absolutely nothing there. The way that it was charted, her eye is, I don't know what her eye is doing. Her nose looks horrible, and then it looks like she has scars and pimples. And then there's how I worked it. And I did put a special drill right there those are all special drills actually. I used the pearls for the squares. And then I used a, I actually don't know the name of this special drill. It's either a marquee. I believe it's a marquee. So I used 20 enhancements on this. It was just, it was crazy. I've never worked on a canvas where I had so many enhancements. So these were all, these were all of my enhancements. You can see all of the bottles in here. Those were all the enhancements as well. I have everything from crystals to pixie dust to glitter in here. Yeah, just I had metallics. I put some metallics up here in her wing. That's what this purple is. I thought that ended up turning out beautifully. As I was going along, I was changing things that I had planned on doing and kind of shifting gears. So I haven't really rolled this very well. I need to go over it and roll it. So yeah, I had a lot. There's no kit that came with this, but obviously I purchased these from DP with Sparklers, except for this one, the ones that I had. I just decided to go over it. There's a whole video. I'll try to find it and I'll link it below in the comments section, where I go over how I'm going to chart it. So it's a really good video to watch if you're somebody who has never enhanced a painting on your own. You've purchased paintings and they've, oh no, that was a drill that came off. Okay. If you're somebody who's purchased paintings, you know, and you're like, I want to enhance it. Like I want to use these drills. I want to figure out how to do it. I think that that's a really good video for somebody who is interested in doing that to watch, because I kind of go through the process of pretty much how you do that. There's no like trick to it. There's no specific method to it. Basically, you know, you look at the canvas and you kind of take from it how you're interpreting it. So I interpreted this as light coming from behind her, so I wanted to accent that. And then I had to make a decision, you know, do I want it to be a light drill, like a glitter and a fairy dust? And I said, yeah, okay. But then once I got up in here, I was like, you know, it kind of needs a heavier drill in through here. So I decided to go with ABs. Her headdress initially, well, it's not a headdress, but her flowers initially, I wanted them to be fairy dust. But when I came to that area, I realized fairy dust isn't going to even come across as anything. So she needed a crystal, definitely needed crystals in there. This definitely needed something special. There was no question about that in my mind. And then her wings, I wanted now I couldn't even see the outline of her wing, just barely. So I had to kind of guess on the I know it was so hard, but I wanted her wings to kind of be glittering, you know, glinting, if you would, because the light is coming through. So I wanted to accent that here, as well as the tips of her wing here, because the tip of her wing, because the light's coming through. And so I kind of wanted a sparkle effect, kind of like glinting. And then over here with her wings, they were such a beautiful color. Again, it goes into some darkness. So I was like, we'll do a fairy dust. And then as we come forward, we're going to go heavier and heavier and heavier. So I went with a metallic. And then I went back into a fairy dust here, again, kind of showcasing, you know, the light. And you can see the light kind of dissipating as it comes to this wing. So, and then in her bodice, I think I had 3 different ABs in her bodice. Again, I could give you the, you know, I did this number for this number. It's kind of moot because this painting, I believe, is no longer available, like I said. So, but her bodice is mostly ABs because I wanted it to be a strong, strong, strong drill. And crystal just seemed like too much to me. And just a little bit of crystals going on in the flowers. Again, the light, because it's coming through this way, I thought, you know, we needed a little bit more on this side going on. But yeah, this is by far the most difficult painting I've ever done. It was very, very challenging. So yeah, but here it is. And I also, there's a short on her. If you want to go see that, you can go to my shorts. Now, where am I going to put her? Just a moment. Okay, we're back. I wanted to remind you guys about my release papers, but I also want to talk about this for a second. So I went with a company out of Canada, ImagiCraftsByCindy. She has been absolutely wonderful, you guys. She has a great shop. My Canadian friends are struggling. They just cannot afford these release papers, to no fault of Cindy whatsoever. I did not know what was going on in Canada as far as the postal service. Apparently it's bankrupt. People aren't even receiving their bills sometimes in the mail. They'll just get like a card. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. It's just a nightmare up there. So, you know, obviously my release papers would be more expensive in Canada than in the United States. But shipping up there apparently is, and again, as creators, I think that's why we always say, if you live in the United States, you can win this prize. But if you're outside of the Canada, the UK, you're going to get an e-gift card. I mean, it's just, Wendy, if you're watching, I meant to delete my, my messages to you. That whole thread got deleted. You were talking about the price in Canada, and I just didn't believe it. I just could not believe it. So I went to Cindy and I said, is this true? Is this true? She said, unfortunately in Canada, things are just too expensive. So as far as shipping goes, like they don't even know how much it costs to ship things. But if you do order them and you're in Canada and the shipping is incorrect, she refunds you the shipping. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I know that you struggle with, you know, all sorts of companies up there in Canada as far as being able to get a product at a reasonable price. Big hugs to you guys. So I want to thank everybody who's supporting me with purchasing these release papers, but I completely understand. I have so many friends in Canada. Bless your guys' hearts if you do purchase them. I appreciate it, but I totally understand. I had no idea. So, look. Look. Oh, yeah. This is happening. This is happening. You know what I should do? Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. Ignore me. Ignore me. Well, don't ignore me. But there was a lot. There was a lot. I did kind of, I think, like having these in. I decided to get these. What's going on? There's already lint and stuff in here. Okay. I kitted them up according to color. If you guys were able to see that video. Oh, number 2. Yeah, that's over here. Oh, no, that's not the actual number 2. If you guys were able to see that video, when I kitted this up, I did it according to color. And I've never kitted up that way before. So I thought I'd try it because there were so many colors. I was like, oh, good Lord. Like, am I going to be able to, you know, manage this? Like, how am I going to, you know, there were too many symbols. Like, it was very, very symbol heavy. There wasn't a lot of, you know, numbers, letters. It was mostly symbols. What am I looking for? Number 7. So I did it that way, and I actually liked it. I actually did. I never got the hang of where stuff was, though, which is odd because I had to change colors constantly, and now maybe that is why, because I never really had a chance to get used to one color. It was just like all over the board with this thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was just, I mean, I would have a section and it was like there were 2 drills of that color, or, you know, 5 drills of that color. So, oh, I gotta remember there's some, okay, there's 12. So, yeah. I know a lot of you guys really like this painting. It is very beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's a shame that it wasn't rendered correctly. Because it really takes away, it distracts from the beauty of it. You know, if you're a new diamond painter and you came across that, you saw it and you said, oh my gosh, this is a beautiful painting. I love fairies. And, you know, you sat down to do it. I'm looking for number 20. Okay. And the rendering was like that. You know, you might have a difficult time if you're a new diamond painter, kind of managing that, you know, and figuring out, well, how do I fix it? What do I do? Like, this is all messed up. I don't like how this looks. But, you know, it's kind of how we learn. And I'm looking for 21. Okay. And there's, my hair's all over the place as usual. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it would be really hard if you were a new diamond painter. Kind of knowing, you know, what do I do now? You know, and that's why I love our community. Another reason why I love our community, because you can come to our community and say, hey, what do I do? Can you guys take a look at this? You know, here's what I'm looking at. Here's what I'm seeing. And I don't know how to fix this. So, yeah, we have a really great core group of people that are just amazing. You guys, oh my gosh. Okay, no. For just a second, I was like, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it in the wrong order. I don't know why I thought that. My brain just escaped me, like it usually does. So, I just want to, again, and I'm trying to say this in almost every video because not everybody watches all my videos. Couple things. So, a lot of people are trying to join the Facebook group, which is awesome. Thank you so much for your interest in joining our Facebook group. We would love to have you. Absolutely love to have you. I mean, I can't even express to you the people in there, like how nice everybody is and everything, like I've said a million times, but it really is true. However, I'm just reiterating this again for those in the back who haven't seen, you know, any of my other videos. You have to answer the questions. There's literally only 3. There's 2 questions, and then there is an accept the rules. And if you don't answer I don't know what to tell you. You can't get in. You can't get in unless you answer those questions. And so it'll just say that you've been declined. Don't take that as, well, I can never try to get into the group again. Yes, you can. You just need to answer the questions. So the questions are there for a reason, and accepting the rules is there for a reason. So yeah, just answer the questions. They're really super easy to answer. There's no right or wrong answer. So yeah. And then the other thing is, unfortunately, I did have to ban somebody yesterday, which is so, I think, what is that, the second time I've had to ban somebody ever? Because I have a very strict thing about advertisements. This was like for like a WhatsApp thing. Okay, what's happening? Oh, here it is. yeah, they were advertising for like WhatsApp or something like that. And it had like this huge like thread. I don't want anybody getting scammed in our group. And I have a really strict thing about that. So yeah, no advertising, please. I always do every once in a while, I will do a, okay, 47. I will do a post. And what it is you can put like your socials underneath it. All of your socials. If you have an Etsy shop. If you have a YouTube channel. If you have a Facebook group. If you have an Instagram. Anything. I will open up a post. And then in the comments section, you guys can list all of that down below. So I do that from time to time. I try to do it as often as I can think of. Yeah, I don't want to do it too much and overwhelm everybody. And everybody's like, geez, quit doing that. Okay, 55. This will be interesting to see how I'm going to use a tray to pour these into and then put that into the baggies, because I don't think that would go well if I were to just pour these in. Okay, so this one's now full and done. So we ended at 60, yes. Okay. You guys still see me? 60. 61. 62. 63. I did enjoy using these trays. They worked out really nicely. 71, 72, okay. And then these two are the extras. Wow, you guys. You might not be able to see this, and I apologize, but you're most likely diamond painting, I'm guessing. Oh, this is number 2. You need number 1 first. Okay, oh wow. Let's see. Let me turn it this way for now. Okay, 158. I don't have 158. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I didn't realize how expensive things were up in Canada. You guys have told me several times, but I didn't realize to that extent. I mean, I had heard the stories and I was like, wow, that's bad. You know, that's really bad. But I for some reason, I thought it was getting fixed. I don't know why I thought that. Because it seems like the postal service has been in like, oh yeah, and they're static. So we might have to grab a dryer sheet because oh yeah. But I thought it was going to, yeah, no. No, hold on. Okay, I have a couple I brought 2, just in case. So first what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to wipe this down because it's that bad. Oh yeah, we'll see how these stickers did too, on these trays. Because I was a little worried about that. Oh Lord. If it's like this, I'm just going to get my static guard and spray it. Like literally spray it inside the containers and then come back to it. Yeah, but I thought that the postal service thing was like getting resolved for some reason. I missed the memo. So you guys in Canada are just going through it right now. And I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I mean, I don't want to get my bills or anything like that, but, you know, how you guys are dealing with not getting your mail, man, or sporadically, it sounds like you get it, but it's not guaranteed. I have noticed with this box, with the 60 container box, that like it's like everything sticks to the outside of it. Like there's lint and dust, and it's like this is on the side of it, like dog hair, and there shouldn't be. My house is not that disgusting. So that's like where, oh, let me take care of this other container here. I forgot. Oh man, if it's like this, it is going to take a long time to get down because there are a lot of colors. So I might have to spray these and then come back to it later. Because yeah, this will take hours at this rate. So 159. Dryer check works really good, Jess and Christina. Works really, really good. So what are you guys up to today? What are you doing? It is Saturday today. Oh no, you guys. Look what I did. Oh man. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. It's been an hour. There is a super cool trick if you are trying to separate your drills that you might not know about. So if you mix two colors like I did, I mean, look how different those are. If you mix drills, put them in your tray, and then have your husband notice how hungry you are, and then he'll stop you, and he'll bring hummus and guacamole and chips and pita chips, and he'll feed you food so that you have the energy and the mental strength and fortitude to get through separating the drills. And that's what happened. Okay, so there's a little tip. So here's our colors. Yikes, Becky.
Sometimes you just gotta walk away for a minute.
Yeah, you gotta walk away. Real quick, I wanted to show you guys my card, my little cheat card for what I was doing with the drills and where I was putting them. Yeah, it's all messed up. It's fine. I'm gonna just transfer it over to my logbook, but you can see here like the colors, where I was gonna put them. I know this might not make sense to some of you. You can pause the screen if you want to, but it does to me. So that's, I mean, it's just crazy town, but yeah. Okay, next one, 165. And these labels come off really, I don't have this one either. These labels come off really nicely. So, yeah, I'm just wondering how correct these colors really are. That one was so different from the other one. So it'll be interesting to see as we go along what happens. And I'm not liking the static here. Now, Christina, my friend, she doesn't like these Forever Young trays. She likes the tray bricks. And what she was saying was, you know, it causes static. And I think I can pour this just right into the bag if I'm careful. Yeah. And I'm kind of starting to wonder now if that's not a thing. I mean, here too, because you know, different climates. She's in a drier climate that I am, drier, warmer climate. So, I don't know if it has to do with the, you know, the climate or not, but,
Humidity.
Humidity.
I think it's humidity.
Yeah, humidity. Definitely. Okay, I'll do that later. Because it's, okay, 310 I'm not doing, 317 I'm not doing, 318, let's see if I can do 318. No, I can't do that either. Here's the 317, Kathy, that fell out last time. Thanks for noticing. This one always falls out because it's in this corner pocket and it's full. Okay, so then we have 347. I don't have that one. So I have a really cute painting that I will be kitting at next. Super cute. And I'll be starting that probably tomorrow. It's kind of getting late now. And I would have to film it, and you know, I need to pick out the storage, I need to pick out the pen, all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably just do all of that tomorrow and just relax the rest of the day. You're like, but you can relax while you're diamond painting, Rainy. I know. Okay, 347. Yeah, because all of these seem staticky to me. So, my girlfriend and I just picked up another Diamond Art Club painting today. Can anyone guess what it might be? Anyone? Throw it down in the comments. See if you can guess what paintings we both got today. She was nice enough to get up super early in the morning, and I get it. Yeah, these come off, but it's just, I don't really know if I want to spend the time. Yeah, I don't want to spend the time doing that right now. Oh, that's going to be a pain. That's what husbands are for. Just be like, honey, here. Okay, 350.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
There were so many colors. Oh my gosh. So many different shades of red. A lot of blues, a lot of purples. As you saw, yeah, this is just ridiculous. The amount of static. This is insane. I don't know, you guys. I might. Okay, where's my other, like, I need 2 tear sheets to do this. It's so staticky. Are you guys experiencing static problems with your Forever Young? If you've used them yet? If you have them? Have you experienced that? Let me know. Because this just, I mean, kitting up is one thing, but kitting down? Come on, really? So my son is supposed to be selling his car today. The guy, I don't know where he's at. He said he was going to be here, what, an hour ago or something? He was coming from Ocean Shores, which is pretty far away. It's on the coastline. So maybe he hit some bad traffic. It is Saturday. There might be something going on down. Are there any sports right now, honey? Sports games, or what are we? Oh, basketball, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't think so.
it might be, there might be a basketball game going on a Saturday during March. I don't know. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, I wish you guys could see these drills. They're so beautiful. Can you guys see how sparkly they are? Look at that. The facets are incredible. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, 350. We're on 355 now. There's still a little chunk of something in there. 355. I don't have that one either. Yeah, this was a really special diamond painting that we got. I'm super excited about it. Oh, this actually looks like it doesn't have static. Just a little bit. Okay, just a wee bit, but nothing really, not a big deal. Where'd that trail go? Oh, there it is. So yeah, he's supposed to be here like an hour ago, I think, but he hasn't showed up yet. So I hope he shows up. My son's been trying to sell his car for a long time because he wants to get a different one. He's tired of driving his truck because of gas prices. Well, diesel prices in his case. He does carpool, but the guy he carpools with is going to be having a baby soon. That sounded weird. The guy's not having the baby, but his wife is going to be having a baby, which is also his baby. But so he won't be riding to work with him for a while. So that would mean, you know, he would have to drive his diesel truck to work, and that's going to be expensive. So he wants to get a Lincoln Town Car, and he's found one that he really likes. It's all the way down in SeaTac, which is by the airport. If you ever come to, well, actually that's not true anymore. You'll either fly in to Painfield or to SeaTac now. But yeah, it's all the way, that's pretty far away from where we are. It's like 60 miles, I'd say, honey. Is that right?
About right. Yep.
Let me just try to, every once in a while I like to try to see if I can just get one off easy. Yeah, okay. Okay. 402. I need to be careful and watch what I'm doing here because I just realized I didn't even, oh, that's because I didn't have the color. That's why. Let's get this out of the container here and see. Ooh, these look different to me. We'll do the baggy test here and see what we have. Yeah, these just all seem to be staticky. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look. This looks more orange. Oh, these are definitely different colors. Yeah. What is it, 402? I'll see if I can get the label off of that baggie or tray to put on this baggie. So I have that. Yeah, that was a good call. It's just slightly different. This one's more brown. I don't know. It kind of looks the same. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't understand why these kitchen lights aren't better than they are. You would think that it would be super bright in here, and it's just, oh, that light's off over there. That's why. Can you guys hear the frogs? I bet you can. Nope. No on this one. Too much. 434. Right, and I have two 2 or 3 of the two. There's a blue drill in there. Right, because this one's mixed colors. Let's see. No, these look different too. I'll take a look here. I also need to get the next paint gem set ready. Curious to see. I know I unboxed it on my channel, but I can't remember what the paintings are because it was a while ago that I got it, I think. Did I get it? Okay, yeah, these are different, right? Yeah, they look different to me. Okay. Now we have 3 for 34s. At what point do you guys stop making bags? Like, do some of you have like 5, 6 different colors of the same number? See, I don't know. Now it looks the same to me. Yeah, these are the same. I'm gonna go ahead and pour them in here. And then this just needs to be separated. There's just a couple of brown, or yeah, darker ones. But I wanted to be cautious since I made the mistake of mixing those earlier. So better to be safe than sorry and having to pick out all your drills. Oops. So the weather's supposed to change here radically, apparently. I don't know. It's supposed to get like really warm. We're having like a warm front come through. But it's supposed to get like windy and I don't like that. I don't like it when they say that there's going to be wind. Wind really scared me. It is so windy in Washington State. I don't know why. Okay, it's this one. Yeah. It just doesn't seem like it would be a windy state. I always think like Chicago and, you know, places like that, but it's like, I'm not kidding. Like we tend to have like windstorms pretty frequently here. You know, especially this time of year. They pretty much start in November. And then from November until, gosh, May, it's kind of windy. And we tend to have, you know, some pretty, sometimes we have some pretty bad windstorms. But it's supposed to actually get up to 65 on Tuesday or Wednesday. Did you know that? Did you know that, honey?
I saw that on the weather. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 65. Ah, come out of there. Okay, got it all. Okay. You guys, oh my gosh, we're just done with this first row. This might be a 2-part video. Well, it hasn't been too long yet, I guess. 436. Okay, next one over. Boy, these really, they are, this has, okay. Yeah, those are the same. Yeah, pretty much every single one of these has static. This is really not enjoyable to do when it's like this. I've been watching, you guys know that I like true crime, but I've been watching a lot of, shoplifting videos and a lot of, why is it always Walmart? It's like Walmart and Target. Oh, there was a department store one I saw, at a mall, but, and I've also been watching like check fraud, like people going into banks and trying to like cash checks, and the person's like at the bank, and then the cops show up and stuff, and it's like this whole thing. Like, you wouldn't think the cops would handle that type of stuff. I mean, obviously the person needs to be arrested, but they literally do a full, like they literally call the detectives right then and there and have them come down to the bank, and like they talk to them, like the whole thing. It's like, obviously they also take them downtown and to the station or whatever and do whatever needs to be done. But it's so weird to me, this whole check fraud thing. And then like it's a whole thing, like it's a whole operation. So like they get like unsuspecting people to like, they're like, hey, do you want to make some money? And like the last one I watched, it was like this old guy, literally he was in his 70s, but and he said he was literally sitting at a bus stop. People are weird, you guys. He was literally sitting at a bus stop and a car pulls up. This was his story, at least. Okay, this doesn't match. Okay. A car pulls up to the bus stop. This was a story. The car pulls up to the bus stop and there's these two guys in the car, right? And they pull up. Now, first of all, wouldn't you be scared? Because at that point right there, I'm already scared. And they're like, do you want to make some money? And he was like, sure. And I'm like, what? Like, yo. So he gets in their car. Again, allegedly, this is his story. And they give him a check and they drop him off. And they're like, go in and go cash this check. And so they drop him off and they leave and he cashes the check. And basically when he was done, he was wandering around aimlessly, and then they showed up again. And then they took him to another bank and he did it there. And then at the third bank, that's where he got caught. Two of the banks were the same banks. I think that's where they went wrong, because it was the same bank. The criminals are so dumb. Yeah, these are different. Yeah, so he got caught, and like he had like this whole story and stuff, and he was basically, and there was another one I watched where it was a woman, an elderly woman. Well, she wasn't elderly, she was in her 60s. And the same thing. These people had approached her and said, do you want, and like they had her pulling like, like $10,000 out of the bank. And the cop was like, so how much of that would you get? And she goes, $100. And I'm like, are you, so you're about ready to go to prison, not jail, potentially prison, for check fraud, identity fraud, for $100. Well, I just don't understand. I don't understand, you guys. Now see, these look like the same colors. But yeah, just crazy. And then the weirdest one I saw recently, this tops it for me, because I never even thought of this. I never even thought this could potentially even be a thing, you guys. Oh, the baggy's in here. Okay. So it was, the title of the video was dental fraud. And I was like, what is dental fraud? Like I had to click on just to see what the heck dental fraud was. What the heck is dental fraud? Like what? So there was this woman, and she had gone into this dentist. This is such a weird story. She went into this dentist office, and somebody had, so she had purchased somebody's information, okay, to go to this dental clinic. Now, the reason why she did that was because I guess this was stolen, somebody's stolen identity that she had, and she purchased it from somebody, okay? So keep that in mind. I don't feel sorry for these people at all for getting caught. So the reason why she did that was because at this dental clinic, you could get the woman whose identity she stole and information she stole was getting like a particular type of discount, okay? This is like this probably is one of the stupidest crimes I've ever heard of. So she goes in there, right? She pays $8,000 in cash. She doesn't even use like a fraudulent Visa or whatever. She actually uses real cash, real $8,000. She pays for it. Well, what do you think is going to happen? The dentist is going to do what? Pull up your x-rays or do new x-rays, or you know what I mean, depending on what it is that you're having done, and none of it's going to match. And I know on medical records, typically it'll say, like for me, it would say white 54-year-old female. Do you know what I mean? Or woman or female, I don't know, female probably. And so the cops show up, and the whole story comes out, and the cop's like, wait, you paid cash? And she's like, yeah, I paid $8,000 in cash. And she goes, what? She's like, I don't understand what's going on here. Like, the cop was so confused. So was I, because I'm like, if you're gonna go that far, wouldn't you just like also steal someone's like credit card, or like take out a credit card, like, to, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna go that far, if you're that big of a thief where you're stealing people's information, I don't know. So crazy. And these people that get caught shoplifting, who do they think they are? They are so like just rude and like, I didn't blah. They just completely deny it. They're on camera. They completely deny everything. They're yelling at the cops. They're resisting arrest. It's like, it's horrible behavior. This one lady, this target was so done with this woman. So she had come in several times and had stolen things, and she was in there again. And so she had filled up, she stole a bag, a big, like a purse, like a big purse style bag. And she literally just stuffed it with merchandise, like clothes, and I don't know, probably makeup and stuff like that. I don't know. And so she was walking out the door. So the cop was like running from the LP office. He was running as fast as he could to go catch her. And she was just walking, and she didn't even see him. She was walking away, so she didn't see him coming. And he's like, ma'am. And she turns around, and as soon as he grabs her arm, and as soon as she turns around, she tries to pull away from him. So he's going like this on her arm, and she's pulling the other way away from him. And so cops are actually trained with this technique. When somebody's doing that, you just swipe them with your foot. You just swipe their foot so that they fall down. And she did, but she fell really hard on the concrete. I will admit, she did. She hit the concrete pretty hard. And she hit her head. And so she's like, ow, my head, you know. And so they put her in handcuffs. She was resisting, like, so bad. Like, it took them forever to get her in handcuffs. And there was 2 cops. So they finally do. And they're taking her back in and stuff. And she's like, my head hurts. My head really hurts. They're like, EMS is on the way. She wasn't bleeding or anything like that. And she gets into the, she's like, why am I being arrested? What's going on? Why am I being arrested? And they keep telling her, because you shoplifted. And she's like, I don't understand what's going on. Why am I in handcuffs? And they're like, because you're being arrested. And she's like, for what? This is what they do. And they'll just keep going. They'll just keep that narrative going. It's the same thing over and over. Why am I being arrested? Because you shoplifted. No, I didn't. Why are you arresting me? Because you shoplifted. No, I didn't. Why are you arresting me? Like literally, it's like repeat, rinse and repeat. So this lady was doing the same thing. And then all of a sudden she was like, she was sitting down in handcuffs. And all of a sudden she's like, my head is throbbing. I'm dizzy, blah, blah, blah. So you guys, worst acting I have ever seen in my life. She did like this, the safest, smoothest slide off of the chair onto the floor carefully onto her stomach as you can imagine. And then she pretended she was having a seizure. So the cops are trying to get the handcuffs off of her. It's obvious she's like faking. Like it was extremely, if you've ever seen anybody having a seizure, it was, but I mean, you know, you never do know. So, you know, so they went over, they immediately rolled her on her side just to make sure she was okay. And then they took the handcuffs off of her, and she wasn't saying anything to them. They kept asking her, you know, Mrs. Jackson, whatever her name was. You know, you need to lay on your side. You need to blah, blah, blah. And so EMS arrived. And as soon as EMS got there, oh, wouldn't you know it, she's completely fine. She sat up. She was like, yeah, my head hurts right here and it's going down my neck. She's like, ow, 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 ow. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to have to take you to the hospital. And she's like, for what? And they're like, you hit your head and you passed out and had a seizure. Because, right, that's her narrative. So they take her to the hospital. And the cops are sitting there. She's sitting there and she's like, I don't understand why I'm being arrested. You guys still, I don't know how these cops, they're so patient. And they're like, because you stole from Target. And she's like, I don't understand though. And the cop was trying to explain to her, he's like, do you realize, oh, he came back and he's like, you also have 2 warrants. And she goes, for what? And he goes, what do you think they're for? She goes, I don't know. He goes, for shoplifting. And he goes, you realize, right, that in this entire state, every store has a database of your face. They know what you look like because you've stolen so many times. So when you walk in, you're immediately like targeted as, watch this woman. And so the nurse shows up. It's a male nurse and a female nurse. And they show up. Okay, right here. To look at her because she wanted to go to the hospital. So the nurse walks up to her and she goes, you're not going to arrest me. And the male nurse looks back at the cops and then he looks back at her and he goes, I can't do that. I'm a nurse. He's like, I'm here to look at you because you said that you were injured. She goes, I don't want anybody to look at me. And he's like, I have never seen 2 nurses turn around and walk as fast away as they did. They were just like, F you, I'm out. And so they left, and one of the cops is on the phone. He walks away. And I'm thinking, this is the one that okay. I'm thinking he's just like frustrated. Oh no. He said, so legally she has to refuse. She literally has to say, I refuse medical attention, help, services, whatever. They have to have that in order for her to be cleared. So she either has to be medically cleared to go to the jail, or she has to refuse medical services. Okay. It's just a thing. And so the cop comes back and he goes, they can't clear her here. And the other cop was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, we're not contracted with this hospital. He's like, we got to take her to Memorial. And I'm like, I was just like, oh my gosh, these poor cops. Because she just would not stop talking. She was just like, it was like horrible. And the cop was like, "You're kidding me." So yeah, they had to take her to another hospital just so she could refuse service there. I just don't know how they deal with these people. Like, it's ridiculous. What is this? 554. Yep. All these pretty purples. Okay, 562. Oh, I don't have very much of this. Yep, they all have static. I just want to literally take my static garden and spray it in each one of these things and shake the drills up, even if they're wet, and then wait until they're dried off. But yeah, so yeah, I go in and out of the true crime thing because sometimes there's only so much I can watch before I'm just like, nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's like, some of this stuff is just like, dang. I saw this one where this 11-year-old girl was calling 911 and saying that she was in a car and like somebody was like pulling a gun on them and all this kind of stuff, and it's like she was totally lying. The cops went on this huge like search for this car and all this kind of stuff, and they couldn't find anything, and finally they traced the number back, or the dispatch did, and they turned up at the house. The dad is ex-military, and the cops want to talk to whoever, you know, has the phone. They're like, "Are your kids here?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he had a son and a daughter. So they bring the daughter out. She's like, "No, I haven't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't." And the dad's like getting really mad. And the mom's like totally defending the daughter. Like, she would never do that. And that's not how she is, and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, she got in really big trouble. Don't ever do that. It's a felony. I can't remember what happened to her. If they took her, I think they took her in. Yeah, they took her. Yeah, they took her. And I'm glad that they did. And if I was her parent, I would have said, "Could you please, like, do not let her get away with this. Like, this is not okay." And she would not have a phone again until she was 16. My kids never had phones until they were 16. I've talked about that, but why does an 11-year-old have a phone? I'm sorry? Excuse me? Maybe things are different now. I don't know. It was really different when my kids were growing up. I mean, my daughter was born in 1997 and my son was born in 2000. So obviously things were way different back then as far as cell phones went, you know. So okay, 564. We're at 606. Next, oh, I love this page of colors. I don't have 610. Are we matchy? No, there's two different colors in here anyway. Somebody in our Facebook group, I won't say who because I don't know if I have her permission, has been sending me really awesome recipes, like vegan recipes. Well, anything can be made into a vegan recipe, but she specifically has been sending me like vegan recipes, but she also sends me other ones that aren't, and then, you know, I can just like, you know, change it as needed. And she sent me this, you know who you are, girl. She sent me this. This is so weird, you guys. She sent me this recipe for this cabbage soup. It's got cabbage, onions, carrots, bell peppers, garlic, cabbage, obviously, vegetable broth. I don't know. I can't remember. a couple other things. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. So literally last night, my husband brings home, I'm not making this up. He brought home a head of cabbage, a bag of carrots, and we already have all the other ingredients. And I'm like, well, now, to be fair, we do eat a lot of cabbage, and our goats, like, he'll get carrots for our goats and stuff. But I was like, no way. Now we can make this soup. So we're going to make cabbage soup. Supposedly cabbage soup is good for weight loss, but I'm not sure why. I think it's just because it's soup, because you're eating soup, you know. $6.77, okay. But I think there's something about cabbage. I think like enzymes or something in there that maybe. But they say that about everything, don't they? They're like, eat bananas and you'll lose weight. If you eat 2 eggs a day, you'll lose weight. If you like. Oh, you know what? There's no static in this one. I'm lying. There's static in this one. I've been getting like really weird recommendations from YouTube lately. Does that ever happen to you guys where everything's going along fine? Like they're recommending normal things to you, and then all of a sudden everything on your algorithm recommended page is like completely different from what it used to be, and you're like, what is this? What? I literally got recommended, what was it? I literally got recommended a video from 4 years ago of some teenage girl catfishing her boyfriend on her phone, acting like her friend, and she was like hitting on him and seeing what he would do. Oh my gosh. Learn the English language, people, please. Oh, the spelling, kids are like abbreviating everything, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's so bad. You need to learn how to spell. But yeah, and I was just like, why is YouTube recommending this to me? I don't watch this. I don't watch this kind of stuff. Crazy. YouTube is a weird place. 701. Lots of static, and I have lots of this color left. This was, I used 701 in the painting, but then I used the special drills on her bodice. The ABs, 701 ABs on her bodice. Wow, that's a lot left. You know, with a kit like this too, and I was talking about this in another video, but like, because it's been in my stash for so long, but also because, well, actually, because the company went out of business, right? If I had opened the kit and, I mean, obviously I unboxed it on my channel, but like, let's say I found out that I didn't have one of the colors, you know, if I didn't save my drills or something, I would be hard pressed. But I know our community is really good about, if somebody's like, help, does anybody have, you know, this color, or can somebody please send me, you know, whatever. I have kits that are, I wonder what my oldest kit is that I have. It would have to, at this point, it would have to be a DAC kit. It wouldn't be a Timu, because I've run through all those. I mean, I have Timu, but I'm saying like those are, well, I might have one that I've had for 2 years. You guys, I've been diamond painting for 2 years now. 2 years. I didn't even remember until the other day, and I was like, it's March. That's 2 years. And then my 2 year YouTube anniversary is coming up. Should we do something for that? What should we do? We should do something. Um, 704. Ooh, this is prettiful. Okay. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. I say, did they go into that, into the tray too? Did they flick that far away? Okay. This really does work once they're out of the tray. The dryer sheet works. Jess and Christina. And see, I'm doing it the long way. It's just getting them out of the tray or whatever they're in that's the hard part. But these are pretty big dryer sheets, so it's kind of like... All right, you guys, well, this video is going to go way too long. So what I'm going to do, there's going to be this part 1, and then I'm going to do a part 2 because we did 2 rows right here, plus I went over the canvas. So the next video should be good because I'll do those 2 rows and then this. Oh, I also need to put the specials away too. So I will be recording that tomorrow, and you will see it as a part 2. So with that, you guys, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, share this video with everybody you can. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs. That would be awesome. Yeah, and I will see you next time. Loves.